Okay guys, so where are we yesterday? Okay, we left with a couple of topics which are plugins and static code analysis using Sonar. Okay, so let's go to your Jenkins. Manage Jenkins and this plugins. Plugins is an important feature of Jenkins. With the help of this, we can enable any external or third-party features in Jenkins. Okay, so the open source Jenkins community supports and not thousand, might be around 900 to 1000 guys. Okay, those many plugins are there. Okay, if you wanted to you can just go to the Google and type Jenkins plugins. Okay, so it will take you to the wiki page of the Jenkins documentation. Here you can find all the plugin details and their documentation, everything. Come on. So now you can see some 4 tabs over here in the plugin section. One is update, one is available, one is install, one is advanced. Okay, these are 4 tabs related to your plugins. Okay, so technically what exactly mean by plugin is an extra feature. If you remember the Ant scripting or Maven build scripting. Okay, in Ant, right, if you want to connect to a remote Linux machine and run a command which is not default part of your Ant task. Okay, so to enable that, what did you do guys? You downloaded a library, okay, and you made use of an external task to do that job. So nothing but something is not available with your default Ant installation. You are hooking something in a form of a library and making use of it as like an external task. Same thing happened with Maven as well, okay. And in Maven, those we call again as a plugin. So see, if apart from the default lifecycle of Maven, if you want to perform anything else, so you depend on a plugin. Same concept in Jenkins as well, okay. So the main necessity of plugins is, suppose tomorrow you wanted to make use of some version control system called Perforce or TFS. Your default Jenkins will not support all the version controlling system. It will default support some couple of them like SVN and Git that we have seen already. Okay, if you're in your organization you're using something else, so to have those kind of features in a Jenkins, you will depend on your plugin section. Okay, the plugins feature of the Jenkins. So the Jenkins supports these n number of plugins actually. Can you see the below actually? These are all the plugins. Such a big list. Okay, I don't know how many of them. We can just draftly try it out. I would say, okay guys, around 1500 plugins are there guys. Okay, I can just put in the notepad this entire page and I can see the count. Around 1500 plugins are there. So this much of support, plugin support, is not there for any of the tools. Okay, so if these are all one by one plugins are there, like I told you Perforce, right? You just search for Perforce. Can you see this? Perforce is a version controlling system. Okay, you can just click on that. It will take you to the Perforce plugin and it will give you the documentation, how it look like, entire stuff, like with screenshots. Everything is there. You just have to read this documentation, install the plugin and make use of it. Now before reading the documentation, come here. Okay, so instead of going to the website and all, you can find those plugins in this available section. Click on available section. In available section, you can search for the plugin called Perforce. Can you see these guys? Perforce plugin. Okay, if you click this link in a new pad, it will take you to the same page what where you search this one in your documentation. Can you see this? Both are same. Okay, so this is how you can redirect to a particular plugin page and you can read the documentation. Okay, and to install the plugin, it's pretty simple. Select that and first try install without restart. Okay, most of the plugins will work without restart. In case if you want to restart it, right, you can choose the second one. Okay, so right now Perforce, there is no use of it. I can show you another plugin called uh, Publish or SSH. Okay, this is important. There is one more plugin called Publish over SSH. Yeah, this is what a plugin. What exactly this plugin will do it? This will connect to a remote Linux machine and it can perform a SSH action as well as the HCP action, both of them. Nothing but it can copy the things to the remote Linux machine. At the same time, you can run the commands on the remote Linux machine. So select that, install without restart, just install. Click on that. So now what exactly it is doing, you know what? It is trying to connect to the Jenkins repository, okay, hosted in the internet, and trying to download that and installing it in the backend. So you can see that. Now publish or SSH is successfully installed. So once it is successfully installed, if you wanted to know how to configure that, you can just go to the documentation over here, go to the plugin section, okay, and search for uh, publish over. Still the link is not populating. Instead of that, what you can do, you go back, publish over SSH. Okay, so once you install the plugin, right, that will not be available over here. That will come under install section. Can you see install? Okay, now you search for publish or SSH here. Can you see this? It is available here. It is not available in the available section. It will be in the install section. So these are, see, you might be thinking there many are there. We didn't install all of them, right? Why it is showing? See, what are all the disabled things? Do you see it, right? These are all the default plugins available with your Jenkins installer. So you install a Jenkins, right? So these are all the default plugins which are available with your Jenkins installer, and you might be seeing few of them, like, you know, checkbox. So you might be thinking, we didn't install these plugins yet, right? So these you didn't install, but actually, if you remember in the day 1 class, we chosen the typical set of plugins at the time of admin setup, right? So we are choosing all these plugins. That's the reason it is showing like, you know, enable. If you want, you can uninstall them as well. Okay. So, but right now we selected publish or search and we installed it, right? Now you just click on this. It will take you to the documentation and the internet page. So this was the documentation of it. And if you wanted to configure, how to configure it, just go through this documentation. It clearly shows all the configurations. Okay. Now you can read it later, but I can show you how it works actually, publish or SSH. Go to your Jenkins job, and in a project 1 build job, what is my artifact guide? Hello world -0.2.jar. Now what I want to copy these artifacts to my Linux server. How to do that? And try to run a command called, like, you know, java space -jar run. Okay, I want to execute that jar command. Let's see how we'll do that. Just come out to the build section. Can you see this, guys? Send build artifacts for SSH. Okay, with the help of this, you can proceed. This option is not available earlier, but now it is available because you install the plugin. Okay, now here we need to select the server, but the server is not listed here. It's an empty drop down. So first of all, before doing that, what you're supposed to do is open your manage Jenkins. Okay, go to the configure tools. Where is configure tools? Did you see publish or SSH? Okay, then if it is not here, then you look into the configure system. SSH. Yeah, publish or SSH. Can you see this? This will appear over here. Now what you're supposed to do, you need to add the server. So your Linux server. So I'm trying to add my Linux server 192.168.33.10, and see, the name you can give anything, okay, but host name should be your IP address. Name you say, like, you know, my Linux 1, something like that. You can give anything. Vagrant is my username, and what is your password? Vagrant. Okay, and remote directory, where do you want to copy the things? Okay, my default location will be home Vagrant. Okay, and if you want to test whether this is really connecting to that machine or not, you can try test, guys. See, it is successful. It is connecting to that machine. So just apply. So similarly, you can add n number of servers. Okay, so let me add one more server, my Linux 2. Okay, Vagrant, blah blah blah. Okay, apply, save it. I didn't fill the full data for second server because I'm not going to use that. Now go to your Jenkins job and come down under build section, send files or execute over commands or SSH. Yeah, this is the one. Now, okay, guys, did you see those two servers here, my Linux 1 and my Linux 2? Okay, so let's choose the my Linux 1 because that is properly configured. Now source files. What do you want to send it to your remote Linux machine? I wanted to send target slash star.jar. So I have one jar file there. See, star.jar nothing but I don't remember exactly the jar file name, so I'm just giving the star.jar. It has only one jar file. So it will publish this jar file to the destination location. Okay. So remove prefix is nothing but do you wanted to remove the prefix of this target and all. Okay. So if you want you can remove that. Okay, it will just copy the jar file there. Remote directory, where do you want to copy? I want to copy into the directory called like deploy. Okay, so when I say deploy, right, this considers like in your server. I'll show you in the server 192.168.33.vagrant. Okay, now pwd. So here you don't have any deploy directory here. Now it will create a deploy directory over there. Okay, inside that you will copy your jar file. Next, apart from copying, do you want to run any command? I want to run a command called df-s, some command. Okay, so just apply and save it. Try to trigger it, guys, and see whether things are working as expected or not. So you don't have any deploy directory here, guys. ls deploy. DevOps is there, deploy is not there. Okay, fine. This is successfully completed. If you want, you can check it out, guys. It is copied the file to remote Linux machine. See, transferred one file successfully, and it ran the df and sh command as well. Did you see this? 2.2 GB, 32 GB. You can run it and you can see that 2.2 GB, 32 GB. So, do you see the output here? So, it can run a command on the remote Linux machine. At the same time, it can copy the file. So, it would have created the deploy folder. Can you see this, guys? And you can see hello world -0.2.jar. That's it. So this is how you make use of the plugin. I just gave an example. Okay, among 1500 plugins, I showed you how to install one of the plugins. Similarly, based on your requirement, okay, you can install n number of plugins and you can make use of it. It's very simple. You just look at the documentation once, then you will be knowing it, like how to install a plugin and all. Now let's go back to the plugin stuff. Okay, so in this plugins, the available section will show you what are all the plugins available in the market. Okay, the open source community market. You can find all of them. So you can find the respective one and install it. And install nothing but once you install the plugin, that will appear in this this board actually. Okay, and updates nothing but see, there might be some plugins available already installed in your Jenkins, but in market, okay, in your Jenkins repository, Jenkins community portal, there might be the same plugin new version is available. Like the plugins might be, again, they keep develop the plugins, right? They keep release the version. So if you look at it, the branch API plugin or Docker plugin or email extension, look at the email extension plugin. The currently install is what? 2.55, but in the market, what do you have it? 256. So you can see that what is installed, what is available in the market. In case if you wanted to upgrade the plugin, okay, so you can choose that, right, and just download now, install it later. Email extension plugin. That's it. Download successfully, will be activated during the next reboot. Okay, what do you mean by that is whenever you, if in case if you wanted to reboot right now itself, okay, just restart. That's it. If you click that, it will restart your Jenkins in the internally and makes that plugin available in the install section. So we just did an upgrade actually. The plugin is already there. We updated to the newer version. Give it a while. So it is rebooting. So I told you, right, few plugins requires Jenkins restart. Few plugins doesn't require. Publish or SSH doesn't require any restart. It went fine without any issues. So I want you to I want you guys to explore these plugins, the top 10 plugins. Top 10 Jenkins plugins. You just Google it. So just for your practice, guys. Try it out. Okay. Install these plugins and explore them. Maven is okay. This guy seems to be very old guy. These are all now right now already available in your, what do you call it? The pipeline plugin is already available in your latest Jenkins. Maybe he is looking for the pretty old one. Can you see this? 2014. So he is pretty old guy. I can. I don't think this is not it. test one. Okay, you can try this post build task. Okay, you can try this multiple SCM. Okay, and yeah, pre-SCM build steps. Read it actually. What do you mean by pre-SCM build step? Read, then you'll understand what exactly the feature. Okay, and SCM sync configuration. Yeah, these three seems to be important among these top 15. Otherwise, the rest of them are nothing. Top 10 practices. This seems to be a pipeline. Okay, ignore this. List of useful Jenkins plugins. Okay, build pipeline, Kobachira, Cucumber, delivery pipeline, Git heavy, hipchart, Jacoco, node level, parameterize, performance, rebuilder. Rebuilder, you can try it out. SSH agent, SS slaves. Okay, these are all your see SSH slaves, SSH agent is already part of our existing Jenkins now. Wall display. See, wall display most of the companies they want to see the Jenkins in big screens. Okay, so that is called a wall display. Okay, I can just show you this simple plugin just easily. What is the plugins available? Wall display master plugin. Okay, wall display plugin. So the wall display plugin typically will show you the display on the wall in big screens actually. I don't see anything up here, but anyway, you can check it out. Okay, this is installed. Now there should be some way. Simply click on wall display link, sidebar of your project. Okay. Did you see what is this? Schedule. Did you see anywhere wall display? No. But this guy says wall display is there. Simply click on wall display links, sidebar of your project. This guy is giving an example how it looks like. Let's see how it looks like in his screenshot. Simply click on wall display link in the sidebar of your project. Okay, can you see this? This is something like in a wall display. I didn't like this guys. Okay, you would better go for something else. There are many plugins out there to display it on the wall. I've seen one of it actually. Okay, here it is there. No jobs in this. Okay, I understand now where it will show. Click on a view and you can see wall display. Can you see this? It is appearing here. Now you can see that over here. So this is what the wall display. Right now only two projects are there. That's the reason it is showing only this project. If you have multiple, it will show you most of them actually. Okay. Do one thing. Let's come to. I think in all it is not there. Project 1 view, project 2 view. I'll do one thing. In the wall screen, I'll try to add both the projects so that you can see both of them. Apply. Okay. And click on wall display. Yes. So if you are 10 first, it will show you 10 boxes actually. So you can easily see. I mean, these kind of screens you can fix it on your big screens in your area, working area, so that people will be knowing what is going on with your CI builds. Okay, so they can see whether it's a green or red. See, if it is failed, it will show you red color. Okay, a simple plugin. There are many utilities are there, these kind of plugins, but I can just show you how to install and how to make use of it. Okay, I cannot show you what all the plugins available and all. Right now, the next thing is the most important stuff is there is one more plugin is available in Jenkins. Okay, to perform the static code analysis. Static code analysis. Okay, so what exactly static code analysis is? So typically, as part of the continuous integration job, okay, we check out the code, right? We check out the code and we compile, we unit test, we perform unit test, am I right? And we report it, right? Apart from that, what else we can do it? We can perform, okay, static code analysis as well. Okay, with the help of static code analysis, you can know the static violations. What exactly static code violations is? I can give you a simple example, then you can understand that. See, int x equal to 10, okay, y equal to 20, okay, t equal to $x plus $y, print $t. Did you see this program? A simple addition program. Okay. See, if you're a technical guy and you can understand it easily, there's no harm. The program is right. Everything works fine. It gets you the output. But actually, this is not as per our standards. Okay, coding standards. So, coding standards nothing but you have to follow the proper coding structure. Okay. So, what exactly it is? See, declaring a variable with a single character is a violation. You shouldn't do that. Always you have to declare it properly. Okay, say variable 1 equal to 10, something like this. Okay, variable 2 equal to 20. Okay, and similarly, what is d doesn't mean anything, right? So say total, a proper word, something like that. Again, when you're declaring these variables also, right, you have to either follow the camel case or snake case, something like that. There different cases are there. These two are the most popular one. What is camel case and snake case while declaring the variables or functions or class names is? See, something like this. Suppose treat it like checkbook. This is a variable. Okay. In camel case, how do you write this checkbook? In camel case, the checkbook is written like this. The first character should be small letter in this word. Okay, and in the second word, the first character should be the capital letter, like kind of a camel. The first should be always small, and in later it should be a capital letter, right? The same thing in snake case. How do you write it? So check book of my account. Did you see this? It's a kind of like capital. The beginning of the word should be capital, the rest of should be small. So this is called a snake case, and this is a camel case. So this is how the developers are supposed to follow the guidelines, coding guidelines, and that write it. See, but without following this, there is no harm in your code, and it gets you the output. Okay, and it compiles one, everything is fine. But the thing is, this is not as per the standards. Okay, so if you try to show this code to some client and all, they would say it's a kind of a childish code. Some student would have written it. It's not a professional code. Okay, so that's how they treat it. So this is just an example for one of the violation. But static code violations doesn't mean not only coding standards. It even finds out some sort of a runtime exceptions. Okay, and it even tries to get some sort of a duplicate code. Okay, so all the stuff the static code analysis will do it. Okay, and internally as part of it, right, if it is especially Java coding, right, it runs some tools called PMD, check style. Okay, check style, find bugs. Okay, these are all the independent tools actually. All these tools together, the Sonar come up with one tool. The Sonar come up with one tool called Sonar violations. Okay, so with the help of that, you can run the static code analysis. So we are going to run Sonar as part of our CA job. So what exactly Sonar will do it? It performs static code analysis of your source code and reports the violations on the Sonar dashboard. Okay, it runs the static analysis and reports the violations in Sonar dashboard. Okay, and to run that right, you need to set up the Sonar server first. Okay, so how to set up the Sonar server? So just go to your internet and try to download Sonar Cube. So this is what the official website of the Sonar. It's kind of like open source as well as proprietary. Most of the features are open source only. If you want some specific features, it will give you for some limited license and all. Okay, so for us, the open source one is enough for that. Okay, so can you see this? It can scan your code and show you the bugs like this. Did you see this? The video is going on over here. Vulnerability is nothing but what are the violations. Okay, so this kind of stuff, it runs on your source code and gives you some more data to your developers so that they can work on it. Okay, now I need to download the 6.2 version, the latest one. Let's download the latest one, no problem, right? So guys, it was around 130 MB. So what I did before uh, I start the session, I started downloading. You can see this zip file. Okay, so now Cube 6.2 server. So now this one I'll try to set up in my Linux machine. So let me try to copy this to Linux server, guys. SCP. I'm just copying to my Linux server. SCP vagrant at the rate 190.168.33.10. Vagrant is the password. Now it is trying to copy my Sonar Cube zip file to there. So it should be there over here now. Just have a look at this, guys, how I'm setting up. I have the Sonar Cube one, so try to unzip it. Sonar Cube. Okay, seems to be unzip command is not there. So let's try to install unzip. Yum install unzip. And while it is going on, this is a Sonar server, but analysis is run on your Jenkins only. Okay, so you need to go to manage Jenkins and you need to install a plugin here. Actually, manage plugins, go to the available section, because Sonar is not default part of your Jenkins. So try to search for Sonar, Sonar Q plugin. Okay, can you see this Sonar Q plugin? Just try to install that. Okay, meanwhile, okay, unzip has been installed. Now unzip your Sonar Cube one. So it is unzipping my Sonar Cube zip file. Now it's unzipped successfully. Get into the Sonar directory. Okay, here you can find bin folder. Get into the bin and you can find some Linux x86-64. Based on your operating system, go to the respective directory. Mine is a 64-bit machine. Am I right? Uname minus A. I can see which bit is A. It is 64-bit one. So here you can see sonar.sh. So try to run sonar.sh with start command. Start. That's it. Sonar has been started now. Okay. So now the default Sonar runs on port number 9000. Let's see whether it is running fine or not. 192.9000. No, it's not running. So let me see why it is not running. It should open the port called 9000. This is what the earlier version. Not sure why it is not running. Let me see the logs. Sonar log. Okay, what happened here? It says like wrapper started, but the problem here is unsupported class version. Okay, I understand. Unable to locate the class. Some errors are there, guys. The Sonar is not starting properly. Unsupported major minor version. I understand. This seems to be like it requires the most latest Java actually. What Java version it is having? Java hyphen version 1.7. I don't think 1.7 is sufficient enough with the Sonar latest one. So Sonar Cube Java requirement. Let me see which Java it requires. Prerequisites. Okay. So which version of Sonar we are using at the moment? OpenJDK 8. Okay guys, it won't work on 7. Okay, it works only on the 8. So we cannot run it over there in the Linux machine. So now what I will do, let me check it in my Windows. We can run it on the Windows also. There is no harm in it. Okay. What version of Java I have it in my Windows? Yes, 1.8. Okay guys, just bear with me. There is no change in running in the Linux or Windows. You can run anywhere. So what I will do it, I'll try to do run the Sonar in my Windows machine because I have the latest Java. The reason to download the Java, it takes a lot of time now. Let's not waste the time. It's very simple to install the Sonar. You just extract the directory, whether it is Linux or Windows, doesn't matter. Okay, get into the bin folder based on your operating system. Get into the directory. Mine is now Windows one, not Linux. So get into the Linux. Go to 64-bit one. So start Sonar. That's it. Double click the batch file. Go to the Windows. Double click the batch file. Now it is starting the Sonar. Okay. Meanwhile, just have a look at where is my plugin installation of this. SonarQube plugin failed, guys. Okay, so seems to be like unsupported major minor version. Oh my god. Okay, so even the plugin is not allowing to install. So same issue. So there is no choice. I think you have to upgrade to Java in your the next machine. That's the only way. Otherwise, if this plugin is not installed, no point in running that. Okay, let's try to upgrade it as soon as possible. Where is this? Sudo. Let me Google it for some upgrade command. Uh, CentOS Java upgrade. How to install Java 8? Come on. Downloading the latest article. This guy shows the same way. Any other way, any other way. The problem here is the previous version they used to run on 1.7 itself, so it was good on 1.7. I don't know why. Seems to be good. It's too fast. Total is 174 MB. Solar is received 24 MB. Nice. The speed seems to be fine. Oh, the speed is gone now. It's a bit slow. Okay guys, let it go on. Meanwhile, we'll see our Sonar server here in Windows. Okay, this seems to be up and running. So if it is up and running, what I can do, what is my IP address of Windows? ipconfig, sorry, ipconfig 192.168.33.1. Okay, so what you do it, try to access that with 192.168.33.1 9000. Here you go. This is what your Sonar guys seems to be completely new. I mean, it is not used to be like this earlier. Okay. But anyway, doesn't matter with the UI and all. Go to the projects, the first page. You don't have any project here, so you need to create the project. So the default login would be, I think, admin123 or admin. Yeah, it's an admin guys. Just save it. So there is no project here. You might be thinking, can I create a project? You cannot create it from the UI. It's just an UI, that's it. It doesn't have anything else. Here you can browse your project and violations, blah, 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 everything. Okay, rules, all of them. But to see the projects, right, okay, you have to run the analysis from your Jenkins. Then only you can see the results of your violations, okay. So for that, I need to install my Jenkins plugin, and to install that, I need the Java one. But this is taking more time. Come on, download it. Good, too good. The speed 116 MB, 190, 120. Another 24 MB. Gone. Let's see this new UI, how it looks like. It can scan most of the programming languages, guys. C Sharp, Java, JavaScript. Okay, and if you have some special language, other languages, again, Sonar supports the plugin system. You can just come out to the system update center, go to the update center. You can find the plugins, what all installed here, and what all available in the Sonar plugin section. So you need analyzer, right? So If you're using Java, Java default Sonar supports. But you're using tomorrow COBOL or something, some language, okay? So you need to get with the help of the plugins. So C Sharp, Java, these are all default there. If you click on available, right, you can see what all the plugins available here. That's Sonar. Okay, you can install them easily. Okay. Where is it done? We're almost there. 95% completed. Guys, you make sure, like, to before you install Jenkins, try to download the 1.8 version. Okay. Cool. Less minus LTR. This is what my tar file, tar minus ZXVF JDK1. I'm just extracting that. Done. Extracted. Get into the JDK 1.8.21. This is what my Java location. So take the path of this pwd, okay, and open the bash profile. You put the Java home this path, right? So try to update that with the new path. Java home, okay, right. Now dot bash profile, Java hooking version. Okay, I need to update this over there as well. And anyway, no issues. So where did we install Jenkins? Okay, cd etc conf. So sudo stop start. Okay, let's see whether it is picking up the latest version of Java or not. Okay, so go to the manage plugins and let me see whether it came under install Sonar. No, it's not there. So go to the available section, install Sonar Q plugin. Not sure whether it picks up the Java, latest Java or not. Let's see. it's not picking. So it is still picking the old version, Java hyphen version, which is Java 1.7. Now I think we need to copy this over to the vi.bash profile. Var lib user share. Okay, I could be able to set it up finally. Let me see. Java hyphen version will show that. Okay. Next. I need to restart the service. Sudo service Jenkins restart. Yeah, restart the service, guys. Okay. So is it restarted? So quick. Manage plugins available. Sonar. installed or what? Yep, it seems to be installed, guys. Cool. Yep, it is installed. Fine. Now let's go back to your project. Yes, why it is installed is we rebooted, right? The plugin might be there in the plugins directory, so it will automatically install when you reboot it. Now come down under the build section. You should be able to find Sonar. Yes, here it is. Okay. So execute Sonar Cube Scanner. Okay. Now in this Sonar Cube Scanner, what you can do it, you have to provide there are no Sonar Cube instance. First of all, you need to configure the Sonar Cube instance. So click on the configure section. It will take you to the Sonar Cube server. Okay, your administration section, and here search for Sonar. Yeah, add a Sonar server. Okay, name, say like my Sonar, some name. Okay, and Sonar server URL. What is your Sonar server URL, guys? Just what your server URL. Okay, let's pick up this. Yes, the version is that one. Don't fill anything. Just say apply, account login. Okay, apply, save it. Now come back to your job. Try to refresh this job now. Reload. Select the build step again. Sonar scanner. Okay, now you don't see that problem here because the server is installed. Okay, so analysis properties. Okay, just you can find some example here. You can provide the properties. Sonar my project key. Try to feed that here. So say like your project details. Okay, project key nothing but your project details. My project select project one. Okay, something like that, and project name. Uh, let's say like so quest. That was my project name and version. You can give any version. Let's leave 1.0 as it is. So now sources. Okay. So what is your source code? My source code is just a SRC, nothing else. So now binary. Okay. What is your binary? My binary is target folder. Okay. Just a second, guys. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just trying to fill this. Java binaries under target and anything else. That's it. We try to fill this data and apply and save. Now run your build. You should perform a Sonar analysis. Let's see guys how it goes. It's failing. Okay. I don't think it's not that easy to configure in the first attempt itself. Cannot run Sonar scanner in this directory. No such file as that. Cannot run the code. I think we need to configure the Sonar analysis. Sonar runner as well, which is Sonar scanner. So let's try to download that. What is Linux agent? Manage Jenkins. Configure tools. Do you see any Sonar scanner? Add a Sonar scanner. Say like my Sonar scanner something. You just add it. Apply. Save it. And go to the Linux agent. Configure. Add. Okay. It's already there. Let's try this time. If it works, fine. Otherwise, we will need to download the Sonar scanner as well. Okay, let it go on. Meanwhile, we can download the Sonar scanner. This is Sonar Cube download. We need a scanner, right? Sonar scanner. You see here? It's a documentation, not a download. Does it go fine? No, I know it won't go. It still says the same error. Oh, good. It is not the same error. So at least we passed that. What is the other error now? Bytecode dependency is not provided for analysis of source files. You might end up with the bytecode execution. Error during Sonar Cube scanner execution. Error while executing the blame. Okay, now understand. Seems to be it is unable to fetch the SVN information, guys. So what we can do it, we can switch off the SCM information for right now. But we can do it. Sonar SCM disable. Okay, this is what I needed actually. Sonar.scm.disable. Go to the configure section. Try to provide that option. Save it. Now build now. Just a few minutes, guys. We're almost done. If I could able to show you a successful run, then you can try it out and explore the more options. Yes, now it is good. Okay, the analysis is good, guys. It's successful. Now you go to your dashboard. Okay, click on Sonar Cube. Yes, Nissan Quest. Can you see this now? So this is what your project, that's what you give it, right? And just click on the Nissan Quest. It will take you to the in-depth analysis. Okay, so it will show you issues nothing but the violations. Do you have any violations? Yes, I have 2 violations. Okay, so if you want to scan through the violation, it will just explain you what exactly it is. Okay, is it a bug or you just read it? Actually you will be knowing it. Just click on this one. It is scanning the source code. Okay, if you just click over there, it will show you add a private constructor to hide the implicit public one. So this is how the developers can go through the source code and they can see what went wrong. Okay, and here again another one, replace this user with the system.error or logger. So never print something on the console. Okay, always use the logger also. So these are all the kind of a static code analysis. Okay, so every run it will update this code base, guys. Okay, and measures, when it comes to the measures part, You can see like right now it's a very tiny code base, right? You don't find much data over here. Okay, and duplications. Are there any duplicates? No duplicates. Okay, size of the code, hardly 28 lines of code. Okay, complexity of the code just 4. Issues, just 2 issues. Okay, and 2 open issues, and remaining are like 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is what the development team expects to scan your entire source code and publish all this report. Okay, to publish, your Jenkins will publish it, and you just provide this link to the developer so that they can browse it and they can check it out what all the violations are there, and they can fix it. Okay, so this is a just basic flow, guys. But if you want in detail, some depth of analysis, you have to explore more on the Sonar plugins, as well as the PMD check style find bugs. Okay, all these things you can enable on your Sonar. Okay, so sometimes your project manager or technical lead may ask you, can we run the PMD analysis as part of Sonar? Can we run some security checks using Sonar? Yes, we can do it. Only thing is, you need to cross check in Sonar whether we can enable those plugins or not. Okay, if you could able to enable, just play around with that. Okay, so right now only one project is there here, guys. Okay, so only one project is there, Nissan Quest. In case tomorrow if you wanted to add one more project, you can add it. See, right now instead of adding one more project, what I can do it, I can just change the project name so it will publish a new one. Look at this. I would say like Suzuki project 2. I just change it to create a new project there. But actually, you have to for new another Jenkins job, you have to put those details. Done. Okay. Now you refresh this. You have one more. Can you see this? So this is how you can have all your repositories, source code scanned reports in your Sonar dashboard. Okay. This seems to be pretty nice compared to earlier version of Sonar. Okay. So earlier version is not so that good, but this is good actually. Okay. So this is all about performing the static code analysis with the help of the Jenkins in Sonar. Okay. So with this we can wind up the continuous integration stuff, guys. So next topic will be the deployment automation. Then after that I'll come back to the Jenkins again to implement the continuous delivery process. Okay. Uh, at that time we will make use of the Jenkins pipeline plugin, guys. Okay. How to create the pipelines and how to move from one stage to other stage and all. Okay. So we'll park the Jenkins for right now, and tomorrow we'll start the deployment automation part. Okay. Any questions still here? Any queries? Mahinder, Shashi, Vamshi?
No, Chiranjeev. It's great.
Okay, yeah. Thanks so much, guys. So we'll catch up tomorrow. Okay. Good night to you all.
Chiranjeev,
Yeah, Kiran. Yes.
could you upload the videos yesterday's and day before yesterday?
I didn't upload it. Okay, I'll upload it. Don't worry. I'll do it today.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. See you guys.